My Mission Monday family, I'm just going to let you know it's going to be longer than a 2-minute listen or watch this time. The mission that we're doing falls outside of the normal parameters that I like for a mission, but this mission's really close to my heart and I think is really important at this time of year. So I'm going to explain the mission. I'm going to explain why it's outside of the parameters, and I'm going to explain why it's on my brain right now. So first of all, the mission is called Secret Mentor. Again, we've done this one before, but it's been years ago. And what Secret Mentor means is I want you to pick someone, and this is a great time of year to do this as school gets going. Pick someone, and I want you to become their secret mentor. Now, this doesn't mean you're a mentor on paper. You don't go up and say, hey, I'm going to be your mentor. But on the down low, you choose somebody that you think could use some mentorship, that you think could use some advocacy, that you think could use a little bit of help, and you become that person for them, which means that you check in with them on a regular basis. If there is an asset or some assistance you can give them, you make sure you provide it without obligation. You check in with their peers, you check in with their co-workers and to say, hey, how are they doing? Is there anything that they need? If that person needs somebody to step up and speak for them, you become that advocate. You are, without declaring it to anyone else, without declaring it to that person, you identify them and say, I'm going to work hard to make sure that they become their best and get what they deserve. Now, here's why it's on my brain. So I have the good fortune this winter to speak at 2 events at the North Dakota Council of School Leaders. I'm going to do 2 different keynotes for them this winter, but at their fall conference, they have a guy coming in by the name of Mark Scherenbrock. And I've seen Mark Scherenbrock speak 2 or 3 times. And as somebody who aspires to be a really good keynote speaker, Mark is so good. When I take the stage, I hope I'm half as good at Mark when it comes to how he presents and also the lessons and the value that he brings to people listening. I have learned so many things from him. But I think one of the most powerful things I learned is this notion of secret mentor. And one of the time I saw him speak, he talked about having a secret mentor that he didn't know about. I think it was a shop teacher that he had when he was in school. And this teacher decided, I'm going to have Mark's back, and he won't even know him. And advocated for Mark and did those things, checked in with Mark's peers, checked in with the other people in Mark's life, checked in with Mark and made sure that he had what he needed to be successful without any official assignment or obligation. And Mark's notion was, wouldn't it be great if we all secretly had somebody in our life that was working that hard for us to help us be successful without us ever knowing? And my suspicion is a lot of us do. And I know that we've all had people that have stepped up and helped out that we didn't know about, that decided they cared about us and they were going to make a difference. But when you make a concerted effort, when you say, I am going to be this person's secret mentor for this year or longer, and you decide, I am going to take those measures, I am going to engage in that advocacy without any official obligation, I think it's super powerful. Now, normally when I have a mission, there's some things that are really important to me about it. I really think that most of our missions need to exhibit observable behavior so that we can engage in an observable way with our school community or our workplace community. And this one is less so. The things you're going to do are observable, but because you're not doing them with any official designation or obligation, you're just saying, I'm not going to let anybody know, but I'm going to be this person's secret mentor. You're engaging in those behaviors not quite so visibly, not quite so with the intention that we normally identify with the missions. So it's outside of my normal parameters, but I still think it's super powerful. And again, I think this is a great time of year to go, I'm going to be that kid's secret mentor. I'm going to be that new teacher's secret mentor. This leader is in a new leadership position, first time stepping into that. They might need a secret mentor. This parent I know is struggling with getting their kids back to school. I'm going to be their secret mentor. There's so many potential options for this, and I think it could be incredibly powerful. So, secret mentor. This week, pick somebody and say, I'm going to be their secret mentor, and double down on being that person's advocate, on being their sounding board, on being an asset to them being their best selves. All right. Man, I went almost 5 minutes. More than double length, but I love you guys, and I'd love it if you go to missionmonday.com.